The Guardian next with the EU bullying countries into accepting huge numbers of migrants. Can I just point to these countries that it is possible to leave the EU? You're welcome. Josh.
Yeah, it's really, you'll love it. It's really great.
Thank you.
Enjoy paying that couple $100 extra for your food and all the other stuff that goes wrong. Anyway, and seeing your manufacturing...
It's worth it.
Your
Get over it, Josh, you
industry... Anyway, right, EU states refusing to host migrants may have to pay 20,000 euros a head. They're all meeting because, of course, migration isn't just an issue in the UK, it's an issue across Europe, where there are about 1 million migrants coming through from different parts of the world.
Yeah.
And what you've got is Italy and Greece, because of the present law, this Dublin law, basically people are sent back to the country that they first came into the EU.
Yeah.
And that's put a heavy burden because a lot of people are coming over via Italy and Greece.
Yeah.
And they see it's not fair. Arguably, that's true. But then you have countries like Poland. They've got about 1 million Ukrainian refugees also at the moment. You've got Dublin, you've got Ireland, which has a real housing shortage. So it's just sort of sending them everywhere isn't going to work.
Yeah.
And so what they're trying to do is meet and find a fair way of making it happen. And they've done a brilliant sort of bit of jingoese here, where they're basically saying rather than making it compulsory, they're asking for compulsory solidarity. So it is compulsory, but no, they're saying basically you have to pay 20,000 euros a head if you're not going to accept.
But the question is, who gets the 20,000?
Well, what they should do is give the 10,000. Just say, look, instead of the split 20,000, we'll give you 10,000 if you go back to your country.
Yeah, I think
that's just going to encourage more people to come. I mean, this seems to be an issue that's going to grow and grow. I mean, asylum requests are up 50% in the EU to almost 1 million.
But you know what makes me laugh about this story? It must be so demoralising. Imagine going to Greece and you're trying to get in and they say, no, we'll rather pay 20,000 for you not to get in. And then you got to go back to your country. That must be just the most demoralising thing ever.
But on the plus side, you're in Greece, which is probably nicer.
Yeah, but you're not in Greece because they won't let you in because they'd rather pay for you not to come in.
Well, I think that but what they are saying is that they'd rather, it's other countries, so they'll send them to other countries within the EU that they might want to go to. But yeah, it just shows that migration is a huge problem. And it's not just in the UK where, all governments essentially something they have to deal with, but in the EU they're sort of banding together to deal with it.
Well, yeah, and some countries in the EU, like Hungary and Poland, they haven't taken on the mass influx from Syria and Iraq and places like that.
They shouldn't have to. It's their choice.
Absolutely. And the EU now is bullying them into taking those migrants. And also these migrants...
They're not. That's the point. They're saying, you have to put some money in to make it fair for the countries that are taking it.
Nah, it sounds like bullying to me.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, migrants are used as a political weapon. So Putin was actually flying Syrian refugees into Belarus to then try and make them go across the border into Poland. Yeah, and he was putting adverts in Syria saying, "Oh, we will pay for your flight. We'll cover your flight." And also, you can then have a new life in the EU, and then obviously just using this sort of mass influx of migrants as a political weapon to try and damage and destabilise the EU. And to a certain extent,
is Putin related to Boris? He's sounding like another legend. That's 3 in one show.